Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Private Practice with Soul podcast. This is the first podcast for counselors that just don't align with the traditional approaches to business and that want to use their spiritual gifts, talents, and interests to create, you guessed it, a private practice with soul. So, look, leave it to me to provide you with everything you need, including strategies that you can use to increase your income, reduce your workload, and of course, increase inquiries and referrals to your beautiful soul-led private practice. I love it so much. If you haven't done it already, grab your journal, grab your pen, and let's begin. Lovely therapists, welcome to another episode of the Private Practice with Soul podcast. Today is a little bit different. I'm running a webinar on selling digital products in your private practice as an additional source of passive revenue. And that is in about 5 minutes. And what I'm going to do is try and record the webinar on GarageBand while I'm actually delivering it in Zoom. So I don't know what the quality is going to be like. I do have my microphone here, but it's going to have a vibe that's a little bit different because it's going to be sort of educational. I'm just going to be giving lots of information. You may hear people asking questions, me answering questions, things like that. So this is for you if you attended. Yay, you get to listen again. If you weren't able to attend, no problem. I've got you covered here. And I'll also be sending out a replay of the workshop as well, the masterclass as well. So I'm just going to hit pause now. The masterclass starts in 5 minutes. If you would like to go and grab your pen and paper, now might be a fantastic time to do that because I want to share with you all the things. Plus, I'm sure there are going to be people attending that have some really good questions as well. So I don't want you to miss out on hearing those and being able to record some responses in case I help you. So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm like nervous excited. I can't wait. You know how you get all buzzy before you go and do something like this? I love presenting, especially when it's in the comfort of my own home and I've got little Gabe here and I've got my candle and I've had my water and I've pulled my card and I've set my intention that this is going to be so helpful for the people who are interested and who are giving up their lunch break to spend some time with me today. But yeah, I feel a little bit nervous, but it's like, I don't know, nervous anticipation. But anyway, I'm just going to hit pause now and I'll come back when we get ready to start. Okay, and we are live. How exciting. So I am just going to let everybody in. Okay, admitting everybody into the room. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Now, this is being recorded, so if you don't want your face on the recording, you can turn your camera off. If you'd like to change your name you can do that as well. But otherwise, just lovely to see everyone. Okay. Oh, Simon, hi. I see your name all the time and I've not seen you in real person. It's lovely. I feel like I'm meeting a movie star. Okay. Hi, Andrea. How are you this morning? Good. Renee, good morning. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Good. Great. Oh, Holly's here. Monica, Eileen, Shabana, Adam, Narelle. Wonderful. Okay. And people are still joining. Wonderful. Okay. Look, if you've been working with me for a while, you know I love to be punctual and start on time. So I'm just going to dive right in. Welcome. Today we're having a little bit of a masterclass for selling digital products in your private practice. And I am so excited to share this with you because it's something that I've been doing for a little while now and it brings in an extra stream of income to my private practice, and that has really saved my tail when it's been quiet in the business. And so I thought maybe I would share this with you because people started saying to me, how are you selling on Etsy and what are you doing and all of the things. So that's why we're here. Hi all, Michael here. Oh, you funny. Okay, so just to start off, I've been selling digital products for about, oh no, 3 years was when I set up my first one. And just very quickly, what I did was I was just listening in our Facebook groups, and I heard that people were struggling with forms. And so I thought, well, I've got a whole lot of forms. I'll just put them together, because what was happening was people were saying, does anybody have a consent form? Does anybody have a confidentiality form? And then when I was working with private practice owners, I started to look at their forms, and it was pretty scary actually. Some of them had downloaded forms off Google that didn't have any relevance to Australian legislation. Some of them even had, got copies of forms that weren't relevant in their state or territory and that had outdated laws and things like that. So that's when I realized I really wanted to help people, because I wanted them to have confidence. And so I just bundled up all my forms together, and then I sold them. Well, I gave them out to 3 people in exchange for some honest feedback and for some price guidance. And they told me between $45 and $50. So I put them at $47. This morning I've sold another 3 bundles. Like, these have been selling, they bring me in nearly $1,000 a month. And I've only just started advertising them in Instagram stories recently, and I've had 8 sales in the last 7 weeks, and that's brought in an extra $600, I think, to the business just this week. From totally passive. It was something I put together 3 years ago. I update it based on what everybody's needing, and it's all just in Dropbox. So it wasn't hard for me to put this together. So I want to share with you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it so that you can do this as well. So a digital product is amazing, because usually it's instant download. So your clients in your private practice can get whatever you're selling quickly. It also is something that is usually really affordable, because they're not having to pay for on costs like shipping, handling, distribution. You're not drop shipping or anything like that. So that's another positive. They get the thing right away because you've set it up to deliver it automatically straight to their inbox with a little email, or in my case, Dropbox, and they just get the little Dropbox link and download whatever it is that they want. So it's really fast, it's really immediate, and it's really affordable for them. Most of the time, your digital products are going to be things in your private practice, and we'll talk about them shortly, but they're going to usually be things like you will have a therapy journal or a supervision journal if you're a supervisor and you work with supervisees. If you're a supervisee working with supervisors, maybe you're going to want to create that. But for your clients, you're going to be creating things for them like workbooks, their own planners around their own well-being, journals. You could be making affirmation cards for them. And in Secret Weapon PLR, there's a whole lot of templates in there that you can use, and you'll be able to make them your own. We're going to discuss that sort of a bit later. But there are so many benefits to having the products available, and it's limitless really as to what you can create. So in addition to what I've already shared, a digital product could also be something like a meditation, a visualization, a hypnosis. A digital product can be a webinar, like maybe I might think, oh yeah, I'm going to sell this webinar that we're all on now. Maybe I'm going to sell this for $20, down the track, or maybe I'll sell it as an upsell down the track or something like that. This would be a digital product. People can get it straight away. If you have a course for your clients in your private practice, that course is a digital product. If you have a group therapy online program, that's a digital product. So don't be limited in thinking that it has to be something that they can physically download and write on. It gets to be whatever you want it to be. It's just that it's a fast and affordable delivery. that's going to get your clients results. In terms of what you want to create, I think the best advice I can give you is think about your clients and what would get them a good result or what would get them a quick result. So sometimes when people are making digital products, and this was a mistake I made at the beginning too, I fell in love with the idea of making a planner and I wanted to make this beautiful planner, blah, blah, blah. I did it and I barely sold any. It was when I was responding to what my clients were wanting. It was when I was listening in the groups to what they were struggling with. And then I was able to meet them in that space and say, hey, I can put something together for you that will fix that. And in that case, it was the essential forms. Since then, it's lots of things. I've made launch plans for therapists who are just starting their private practice. I've got digital courses, digital programs. I've got webinars. I've got templates galore for people starting or establishing, growing and scaling their private practice. All those kinds of things now, sure. But in the beginning, to make this viable for you, you want to think about what's going to solve your client's problem, what's going to give them a quick win. Okay, so really think about your client niche, what your clients are struggling with. If you're already seeing clients, think back to the last 2 or 3 sessions that you had and think back about, what are the themes, what are the patterns that are emerging here. Not every client or not every private practice is going to want to do a therapy journal or affirmation cards or anything like that. It really depends on the type of clients that you're working with. That's the first thing. The second thing is think about the types of problems in terms of therapy that you're working with and the types of modalities that you use. So your clients will come to you first off, I believe, for your energy and your vibe. Like there's just something about you that they feel connected to. But beyond that, they're going to come to you because they need help with something. And the other reason that they're going to come to you is because maybe they really like a particular approach that you use. And we've seen that a lot recently with, EMDR. That's just become so popular over the last 24 months. Even I get clients saying, do you do EMDR? And I just don't, so I refer them on. But you can be known for a particular approach that you use. So if there's, or ACT was another one that was really big a few years ago. I mean, it's still trending, but it had a really big surge of interest in clients and therapists about 5 years ago. So if you get clients, they're coming to you and they're saying, I really love acceptance and commitment therapy, you can start making them some worksheets to get them started before they work with you. So you can use your products in so many different ways. I would use products to think about your client's journey. Just bear with me here. I think a lot of the time when we're starting private practice, we think, oh, I need clients. We want to start marketing and get that person booked in for their first session. Now, the average rate for a therapist in Australia at the moment is between $150 and $160. And I know a lot of you charge less than that, but that's the average rate. And what I want you to understand is that can be a big leap for some people, like to suddenly give you what feels to them like it's a whole lot of money, and they don't know you from Adam. So having a digital product or even a suite of digital products helps them get to have a sample or a taste or an experience of what it could be like to work with you. And it's less risk for them. It's only going to cost them $7 to get your meditation, or $27, whatever it is. So it's really affordable for them. There's no risk. Nothing bad is going to happen if they spend $10 on your planner or whatever it is that you choose to sell. So I think before you start pitching one-to-ones with clients, you're going to have a whole lot of people in your audience that are on the fence about working with you because they just don't know you yet. And by having some digital products, you can give them a chance to get to know you. They're going to say, oh, actually, yeah, I'll give that a go. It's only $7 or whatever. They're going to try it, and then they're going to think, well, that was really good. What else is on the website? And they're going to go and click through, and eventually they're going to become a client, right? Somebody's a client the first time that they've given you money. So it doesn't matter what the amount is that you're charging for things. The first time they give you money, they've become a client, and they are so much easier where it's applicable and ethical and all of that sort of stuff, all the caveats, to convert to a paying client, fee paying client for your private practice. So this helps you build your private practice. Having a digital product as well at the front end of your business is also an amazing way to build your audience. So I know some of you that I work with now do it with lead magnets, and those lead magnets are free. We give them away to people in exchange for, well, they're free of charge. We give them away in exchange for somebody's email address. That person is then a lead for our business. They're a lead for our private practice. They go onto a wait list, and we look after them on the wait list. We look after them nicely on the wait list. And if you've got a low cost product, you can actually give it to them. You can sell it to them. It's so start with small things first so that the perceived risk is lower, and you will find that those are the people who then convert to full fee paying sessions, and who eventually buy your packages, do your retreats, do your walk and talk therapy, all those kinds of things. So definitely consider having digital products as front end. I would also encourage you to have them to support the therapeutic journey with your clients. So depending on how you work with your clients, you might do things like, if you've got clients that are very reflective and they like introspection and things like that, you might give them something like a therapy journal where they get to reflect and think about what they want to experience, ahead of the session, coming into the session. So they're reflecting, they're setting an intention before their session with you. They can bring that journal to the session, share what they've written in there, and then after the session they get to go away and do a reflection on how that session went, what they learned, what their takeaways were. They can use it as a diary in between. So it becomes a map of their therapeutic process, but it also gives them support in between sessions because it becomes a resource. Now, you don't have to do that. You could sell all kinds of things to your clients. Another example of a digital product could be a private podcast, and you could set that up through something like Hello Audio. I think Hello Audio is, I don't know. I was with Hello Audio when they first came out, and I think I paid $99 for a year at the time because I was a founding member. I don't know what it is now, but you could certainly have something like a private podcast where existing clients get access to special content from you, and they could pay for the podcast in one bunch, or they could pay by the episode or something like that. So that could be something you give them to support them on the journey, or you could give it to them at the beginning as a front end to warm them up to you. You could sell it as a back end product once they've finished their work with you as well, so that they've got something to keep them going for a little while, and you stay in a space of supporting them, still giving them that container, and they still feel connected to you. So there are so many different ways you can use them in your private practice, and I wanted to share that with you as well. And the third thing would be focus on your area of expertise, because that will help you write high converting or create high converting digital products. And that's really important, because we don't want you just, you've probably heard of people, and maybe you've done this yourself. You've gone and created the course because you loved it and you've labored over it and you thought it was amazing, and then you launched it to crickets and nobody bought it, and then you feel bad about yourself and you doubt yourself and your confidence goes down and imposter syndrome comes up. We don't want you doing any of that, okay? And one of the things to remember is your product has to be like desired. They have to want it and they have to need it. And it needs to be something that's in your area of expertise, so it just feels so much easier for you, okay? So we're taking ourselves out of it, although we like playing in Canva, we're taking ourselves out of it, and we're just remembering this is about my client. What does my client need right now? And speaking of that too, this is something I'm still working on. I don't always do it, but when you are creating digital products, you'll usually create them perhaps as, if they're printable, a PDF. I would absolutely encourage you to have two options, one of those being full color and the other one being printer friendly. So, some people don't want to run through their ink cartridges, and that can put people off buying. So let them know that there's that option there as well. Now, when it comes to creating and selling, of course, you're probably thinking, how am I going to come up with ideas about, what my clients need? I think the easiest way to do that is to reflect on sessions that you've had with your clients and look for trends and look for patterns. If you are in any communities, it doesn't have to be a Facebook group, maybe it's Clubhouse, or maybe it's Circle, or maybe it's Instagram, it doesn't matter. But I want you to do social listening. I want you to just not participate. I want you just to be in those spaces where your dream clients are. I just want you listening. Okay, so it sounds like maybe a bit stalkerish, but I do it in our groups as well. And like in the big group in Counsellors Connect Australia, there's even a tab up the top. So you're my dream clients. So this works for me, but may not work for you. But in the groups you're in, it will. There's a little tab up the top that says questions. You can click that, and Facebook will bring up a list of every question that's ever been asked in that group. So if you work with people who are, I don't know, busy working mums or something like that, and you're in a group for busy working mums, go and click on the questions tab and you'll see all the questions that have ever been brought up in that group. Just start scrolling through them and see what jumps out at you. And if you notice that there's a pattern, the same types of questions are being asked, then definitely go and make something and sell it, because you know that there's a need for it and it's going to work. Using that approach, that allowed me to update my forms. So all the people who previously bought my essential forms for private practice kit recently got a free upgrade, and that upgrade was made based on the questions in the group that people were asking for. You can also take all those questions and pop them in an Excel spreadsheet. The other thing that you can do to get ideas is, I don't know how familiar you are with AI at the moment, but you can certainly ask ChatGPT, for example. There's so many now, but that's the one I'm using the most. You can jump into that and you can ask it, this is my dream client, age this to this, and they live in Australia and they generally have this problem that they want solved. Give me some ideas for digital products that I might be able to make. And you can refine that, and you can say, right, refine it, but make it for, people that can afford this or can't afford that, or have tried therapy before and it didn't work for them. Now include price recommendations, right? So you can use ChatGPT or AI to help you get ideas for things, okay? But you can't really use it for your content if you're selling it. And I'll tell you why. It's because if you get a template, say out of Secret Weapon, you've joined Secret Weapon, you love the stuff, you've grabbed a template, and you're going to make that template your own. And you go into ChatGPT and you type in whatever, and you get all the content, and you go and paste it into Canva, into the template, and you go and sell it. It won't work, because Google has a line in their terms of service that all your content must be original, and it detects AI generated content. So if you have been using ChatGPT to write your blogs, and then you go and post whatever came out of ChatGPT onto your website, you're getting penalized and you might not even know it. You're getting lower reach because it's not considered original. So that's what I mean. Use ChatGPT judiciously and use it to generate ideas. And then you go away and create the content. If you want it to create the content for you and you're really happy with the content that came through, and you want to use it, go and paste it into something like Word and rewrite it so it's in your voice. Change 15-20% of the text, and that should eliminate it getting detected by AI and stuff like that. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Use AI judiciously. Don't get it to make all your stuff, because it won't sell if you're putting it on Google. And I'm going to tell you where to sell stuff as well, so don't worry. The next thing to do is make sure that the content you're creating is of a really high quality. Okay, so there are some, PLR just stands for private license rights. Private label rights, which means when you get the templates, you can use them in any way, shape, or form that you like. You just can't resell them as templates. You have to sell them as a PDF or as a digital product. You can't buy the template out of Secret Weapon and then sell the template to somebody else. That's not how it works. You can, like I use Secret Weapon PLR for things for my Etsy store, and one of my best sellers is social media posts for therapists. They really love them. So I will use the templates out of there, but I'm going to go and put my colors, my branding, da 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 da, before I sell them. I can't just sell straight out of PLR. Okay. So when you're creating stuff, it's really important that what you're doing is, what you're putting out there is a high quality, because it's representing your private practice. And we want your clients to feel like they're getting a high quality service. There's other PLR out there, like PLR.me is a really popular one. And right when PLR first started coming out, I was with PLR.me, and I thought it was great, but it really wasn't. The quality of the content was really low, and they didn't have the range of templates or anything like that that we need in our industry that look to the standard we need them to be. So keep in mind, before you publish it and before you release it to your clients, make sure it's got your logo, your branding, you've changed your fonts, you've changed the colors to match your colors. If you're happy with the content that's in the Secret Weapon PLR, because a lot of them, the content's already done for you. If you're already happy with that, amazing, you can use it as it is. I would suggest, though, that it's probably not written in your private practice voice, and we don't want all of us in private practice to be selling the exact same document. So make yours different to what the rest of us are doing. And you're going to do that by leaning into your voice, your practice voice. You're going to do it by leaning into your expertise and drawing upon that. You're going to do it by adapting the content to suit your client. So while we might all download the therapy journal template, we will all, if we all came back together and shared our therapy journal templates, they should all look completely different. And, I will say, oh, that looks beautiful, but that wouldn't work for my clients. Do you know what I mean? That's what you need to do. It needs to be just for your clients, it needs to be bespoke. Okay. How to package them effectively is really important as well. So I love mock-ups. So I've got a free group now. I only opened it yesterday, but it's a free group now for everybody that has joined Secret Weapon PLR, because Secret Weapon is going to give you all the things that you can play around with, and they'll give you all the digital products, but they don't actually teach you how to use them, how to sell them, how to market them. I'm going to teach you that. So in that group there, in that free group there, that's where we will go through all of your stuff if you come along individually, and you'll get support. But I'm going to give you templates for mock-ups. A mock-up is really important because it makes your product just look so much more professional, and I really, 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 really want that for you. So you will have access to all of those. But a mock-up basically just looks like, for me with my digital products, it's usually a picture of a computer monitor, and in front of that it's a mobile phone, and then over to the other side it's an iPad. I might put a cup of coffee. You've probably seen my mock-ups anyway, a cup of coffee and a gold pen and a piece of greenery, some kind of ivy or fern or something like that. I really want it to, and I put shadows on it, and I just just really want it to pop off the screen. And I want my clients, I want you to come to my website and go, wow, this looks really professional. This looks really good. I can't believe Brooklyn's only selling this for $10. Oh my gosh, and you want it. It makes you want to get it, and it makes you want to download it. And then the quality of what you download is also beyond what you're expecting for $10. Because I know if I deliver, that you're going to come back and you're going to say, well, what else have you got? Can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have that? So it's really important that you package your product in a way that's going to land for your clients. Now, your clients might not resonate because maybe they're not private practice owners. So having a computer monitor and an iPhone and an iPad and all that might not mean anything to your clients. Maybe if your clients are more into energetics and spirituality, you want to have a mock-up of your planner or your journal or your workbook or your quiz or whatever it is, and you want to have a crystal over here and a singing bowl over there and something to do with nature in the background or some incense burning. So you have to make it really relevant so that they want it. Okay. And people do judge books by their cover, which brings me to the next thing. When you make a product, don't just leave it there. Don't just say, oh, I made this therapy journal. I'm just using that as the example. There's so much in the portal, as you know. But anyway, don't just say, I've made the therapy journal. Now what next? Don't do that, because people do buy judging on the cover. So I want you to make the same journal and give it 5 different titles and 5 different covers, and think about the content can be the same, but I want you to just change the cover and change the title to speak to whatever the problem is that your client's experiencing and the result that this is going to get them. So for example, if we're talking about I don't know, say adult autism or something like that, instead of calling it a therapy planner, you might call it the social communication cure. Or you might, and maybe all the stuff inside it, the person's just going to be reflecting on how they're communicating socially and bringing that back to the session. Maybe something else for that same client. Maybe you might have something like, I can't think of anything. Like, I was going to say healthy dating, but that doesn't even make sense. I'm thinking about social things and so maybe dating or healthy conversations or the conversation cure or something like that. Like, think of creative names for the same product and package them up differently, and you will find people start to buy them. I've done it. I've got in my Etsy store, I've got the same product with a few different covers, and people always buy one and not the others. So you want to make sure that you're simplifying the process of making the digital products. It gets to be really easy for you. Once you've made that first copy, so that first therapy planner, once you've done that the first time, the hard work's done. All you're going to do then is you're going to go up to File in Canva. You're going to go make a copy. It'll make a copy. You're going to close down the original one so you don't accidentally tamper with that. You got your copy now, and you're just going to bring up your mood board with a few new colors in. You can just generate mood boards on the Canva color palette generator. But you're going to have a few different color mood boards in Canva. You're just going to bring up your next mood board and you're just going to change the colors. So you're going to click on the background color, which might be blue, and you're going to change it to beige, and you're going to say change all, right? You might, and then you're going to change the cover, and that's it. And you're going to download that, save it as a PDF, put it in your Dropbox. Then you're going to make a copy and change the colors, change the title, save it as a PDF, put it in your Dropbox. Next thing you know, in about an hour, you've got 5 to 10 copies of the same journal, but it's a different product that you can sell, right? So it gets to be really, 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 really easy for you. Um, so that's called batching, and I'll teach you how to batch. So don't panic. If you can't use Canva, I'll show you. If you don't know how to batch, I will show you. Don't worry. The idea is that this is less work and more profit. Okay. So while it's passive income, it will be a learning curve initially. I'm not going to lie. It's a learning curve initially. But once you've got those products up and they're for sale, you make money in your sleep. I promise you, hand on heart, you will. Um, Now, people were asking in the group for me to speak about how do they market and promote their digital products once they've got them. There are a few ways you can do it for your private practice. People are asking me about starting an Etsy account. You don't need to start an Etsy account. It just works for me because I know a lot of you have Etsy accounts. So it works for me and you, my dream audience. But is your dream audience an Etsy person? Maybe no. I think the best place to start selling your products is on your website. I think you need to have a little pop up on your website that says, grab this, for $7 here. And they can just grab it and they're just you can make a little pop up and they'll type in their name and their email address and their details and they'll just go and pay for it and they get it straight away. You could have a little resources section on your website where you could list out the different products that you've got and you put the pictures of the mock-up next to them and you just put a link to Stripe so that they can go and pay for it and then they get it, right? That's probably really the easiest way. Sell it through your website. Another thing I do that really worked for me was having it as an add-on or an upsell. So you know how you go to the drive through and people are like, do you want fries with that? We're kind of using that approach. That's all an upsell is, or it's also called an order bump. But you just want to be able to give people the option of, congratulations on booking your session. I recommend that you also grab the therapy journal. Here's why. Is this something that you want to add on to your order today? Yes or no? And they can just tick yes or no, and it will be added on to the session fee for that day. You just have to set it up in your practice management software. Another thing that you can do is when you send out your email automations for your clients' confirmations and reschedules or things like that, include a link to the resources on your page or include a link to a general product that you've got that you think most of your clients would benefit from. If you're working with clients who are highly anxious, you could include links to, please check out the anxiety workbook. I mean, you'll give it your own name and title, but you can say, I really recommend this. Here's why. Here's how it's going to help you. Here's a picture of it. You can click here to go and read a little bit more and order it. If that's not your jam, that's totally fine. I've also recorded some meditations for busy working mums on the run. You can listen to this when you pull up at the school gates at 3:15. Just close your eyes for 5 minutes before the little ones come out and give yourself a breather and a refresh, and here's how you get it, and here's how you're going to feel after you've done it, and it's yours forever. It will download as an MP3 file. Like, just let them know and just say it's $5, right? So just let them know through the emails. When you're in sessions with your clients, you can also say to them, listen, I've got some resources. Have you seen the resources section on the website? There's actually something here that I think would be super helpful for you at the moment. So you're using the resources to complement the work that you're already doing. You're not trying to convince, you're not trying to push anything, it's not being icky, it's being helpful. It's saying to this client who can only afford to come once a month, hey, given that we're only able to see each other once a month, I would really love it if you would think about grabbing this meditation. It's only a $5, and I want you to listen to it every night before our next session. Can you do that? Right? Now, I'm just pulling numbers and things out of the air. We'll go into pricing in a moment, but they're probably the fastest way for you to start making money on your digital products. Selling to people who are already customers, who are already clients, is always easier than trying to sell to people who've never heard of you before. So apart from that, you do have Etsy. You can absolutely sell on Etsy, but there's a strategy. So remember, with so many of us using Secret Weapon PLR, if you're not changing your covers, well, when we all go to look at therapy journals, we're all going to be looking at pretty much the same cover. And that's going to feel really inauthentic. And I know most of you want to feel authentic and genuine. So make sure that if you're on Etsy, you understand the Etsy strategy. There are hashtags that you need to be aware of. You need to look for trending topics. You need to write a description for your product that's SEO optimized. You need to have a video of your product. So the way that I make my videos is I do all my thumbnails, so my little pictures. You can post up to 10 pictures of your product. I usually post between 3 and 6. But when you post your little pictures, all those thumbnails need to be the same size, which is 2000 by 2000 pixel. And you need to include a video, because if you include a video, you get more views and you get seen more and you get more sales. The easiest way to make a video is just in Canva, take that very first mock-up, that very first picture that somebody's going to see of your product, and click the animate tab up the top. And it will bring up a sidebar of lots of different ways that you can animate, and you'll see how it all looks. And you just choose one of those, and then you download that as I think that's an MP4 file, and then you just drag and drop that up into Etsy as the little video. So having your video, using as many of those tiles, you get 10 tiles, will increase your reach on Etsy as well. And something else that will really help is including a tile on what's included, why they need it, and how it's going to help them. And again, if you get stuck with that, just jump into your AI like the ChatGPT and just get it to do it for you. And just say, give me 5 ways that my therapy journal for this client demographic with this therapeutic lens is going to help my clients. And it will give you the 5 ways. And then you can just rewrite it in your own words, make that a tile, right? Who's it for? So again, just jump into the chat program if you want to and say, who would benefit? Of all the people that have anxiety, who's most likely to benefit? What are the characteristics of the person that's most likely to benefit from a therapy journal, or from a visualization, from a hypnosis, or from my webinar, or from my online course, right? So they're all sorts of things. Another, I just remembered this as well. Another digital product that you could sell is an email subscription, meaning to your clients, it could be an extra layer of support for them, where maybe they get 2 emails a month and they pay $10 a month to get your emails. And those emails include high value content for them, right? So that's something else super easy for you to set up. It's going to bring in income. But with something like that, it's probably not so passive-ish, because you're going to have to sit down and write your emails. And I really want you to have passive income. But anyway, what else did I have? So I mentioned email, your website. You can share it on your social media as well. So if you have an audience on social media, that works. It's not going to work if you don't have an audience. An audience really needs to be, for marketing to work on social media, you really need to have an active audience of about 3,000 to 5,000 people or over. Many of you won't have that yet. So please don't go throwing money at ads and things like that to promote something little until we get you sort of motoring along. It's just not worth it. Organically, the best way to get conversions and sales with your digital product for your client is to create a post and share that post to your stories on your personal profile and on your page's profile. And if you're in Instagram, same thing, share it on your profile and then share it to stories. And don't just share it once. You need to share it every single day for maybe a month. But don't post the same thing every single day, because that will bother people, and people won't like that very much. So you're going to think about different things. Like maybe one day it'll be, hey, I've got this thing. The next day it'll be who it's for. The next day after that it'll be a result you get. The next day after that, and you're just going to go through, do you know what I mean? Just share it. And ask for feedback. If you've created a digital product and you're ready to get it out there to the world, another way to get results faster with your sales is social proof. So social proof means having an endorsement, a review, or a testimonial. And you can do this for physical products as well as digital products ethically. So for those of you who've been in my world for a little while, you will know that I'm always coming up with new stuff, but I'll usually say, hey, I've got this thing and I need some people to test it in exchange for feedback or an honest review. You know, I've got 10 of them to give away or 5 of them to give away. So I do that so that, yes, I get the honest feedback, which is usually I've got a typo or 7 in it, but also people will give me a review and say that they found it really useful, helpful, something like that. And then I can use that on my sales page, like when I'm selling it. That can be, you know, if I had 3 little reviews there, I can save each one as a little tile on Etsy, or each one, like if you go into my Instagram, you will see, I was having trouble in my Instagram before. It was freezing all the time, but let me show you just quickly if I can. But you will, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you will see I use social proof all the time to sell my stuff, right? So that is more effective at getting me sales than me sitting down and writing a blog. Okay, when your clients start to see that other clients get a result from it, they're going to buy it. So another way that you can market and promote your digital product is through collaboration. So one of the things I say to the ladies in Marketing with Soul is, if you've got something that you've been working on, I'm happy to share it to my email list. And so I do that from time to time when they have something. So I will share it, and that's a collaboration. Like, I'm doing that because I want to support them, but it gets them in front of my email list, which is 6,000 people at the moment. And then they will say, okay, well, I will return the favor and I will share this with my audience. So little collaborations are really great, especially because we all work in different niches with different modalities, with different clients. We're not competing with each other. So when you come into the free group to help you with this, if you want help, one of the things that I'll be doing as well in that group is, when you do create a product and you're ready to take it to market and it's been tested, if you want it to be tested, and it's had a couple of reviews, if you want your reviews, I'm happy to send it out to all of my people on my email list in my next email, because I think it's going to help them with their clients. They might have that client that needs what you've got. It wouldn't be very nice of me not to share it. Of course I'm going to share it, because I want all the clients to get all the help and all the support that they need, right? And that's just how collabs work. So finding people that can support you in getting yours out, your digital product out, is another fantastic way. Something else that I do that doesn't cost any money is I change my, periodically I change my Facebook cover on my Facebook profile and on my business page, and sometimes in my groups, to show what I'm sharing at the moment. And it can be free things. At the moment it's Marketing with Soul, which is not a free thing, but prior to that it was free things. I've got a banner that I use where I can list 5 offers, and I will include 1 or 2 free ones in that, and then I include like Private Practice 101, the Inner Circle, and Marketing with Soul. So there's something for everyone. Okay, so think about using your Facebook real estate to help get the message out there. What else? Oh, another fantastic place that really is so good is Amazon. So if you make a therapy journal or worksheets or something like that, absolutely sell them on Amazon. It costs you nothing. They do all of the fulfillment for you. You just upload your thing to Amazon KDP, which just stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. You just put it on there. You list it on Amazon. You choose when you want to get paid out. I just get paid out annually. It's just easier. But you could get paid out at the end of every month if you wanted to. And sell everything on there. Again, all you need is a good description that's been optimized for more reach. You get the bones or the skeleton of that from your AI if you like. And then you just put it in your own words. So that's another way. And then, of course, there's Shopify and there's Thinkific. All right. So there are lots of different places, but don't overwhelm yourself. Let's just keep it really simple. Let's just start doing it through the practice first. Okay. That would be my because otherwise you're going to go, oh, I want to do Etsy and da da da, and then you'll give up because you won't be making a sale and it'll be heavy and hard. Okay. What else did I want to share with you? No, I think that's it. Look, I've got time. If you've got time, I was going to do this for an hour, but I'm happy to stay longer for those of you who are happy to stay longer. But if you like, we can open it up now to some Q&A because I want to make sure that you're leaving today with a result. And that result is going to be, knowing whether or not this is right for you and knowing whether or not you want to start. So if you've got any questions about creating digital products to sell, to create passive income for your practice, let me know. I will be totally transparent with you. Does anybody have any questions about creating digital products for their practice? Or is everybody very shy today? Everyone's a bit shy. Okay. Well, maybe if you like, you can pop something in the chat box and I'll answer it for you after. Maybe I know I rushed through it pretty quickly, didn't I? I just want to make sure you had everything that you needed there. So where are you going to get these templates from? You're going to get them from Secret Weapon PLR. Can we do a masterclass on how to batch and the more of the tech? Yes, of course we can. So that's what the free group's for. So the free group is going to teach you all of that. I will teach you what you need to know about Canva, how to batch. I will show you how to make your mock-ups. I'll give you templates for your mock-ups. I will proofread all your descriptions for you. We can do all of that sort of stuff. I just want you to see how easy it is because we have to be realistic here. I know that people are saying some clients are dropping off because of what's happening with, rate rises and stuff like that. So I want you really to not have fear or panic with your business. I want you to feel confident knowing that you know now the steps and how to set your practice up to receive some extra revenue. And once you've set this up, you never have to worry about it again. Once that thing's listed on Etsy, you never have to worry about it again. I got 80 something dollars on Etsy yesterday from products that I sold, that I listed maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I haven't looked at them since. Okay. That's the other thing just quickly about Etsy. Etsy is really about volume. So you do need to know how to batch. If you only have, under 10 products, it's going to be so hard for you to get any sales. Don't panic, but just full transparency, you probably need to have about 1,000 products on Etsy. I don't. I've got 250, I think, or I'm approaching 250, but it's not my full-time job. Etsy for me is something it's a side hustle. But you definitely want to be approaching that. So you want to be listing, if you're going to do it seriously, and I know we're all doing private practice, so it's not our main thing. But if it was your main thing and you were only doing Etsy, you would be listing between 10 and 20 products a day. That's why batching is so helpful, because you can batch, the whole thing gets done in under an hour, boom, just goes up. So don't panic, you don't have to do that. But to get results quickly, I think just focus on your own website, sell to your current clients, have it as front end offers, have it as a support during therapy, and then have it as a back end offer after they finish working with you. Do you use Canva for all your mock-ups and batching? Yes. And I use Canva Pro. There's something to be aware of though when you're doing everything in Canva Pro. You don't need Canva Pro, by the way. I just have it. But if you are using Canva Pro, just be aware that you can't use the paid graphics in your digital products, because that contravenes the Canva terms of use. So always, if you've got that paid account, when you're going to get your elements, or you know how you go into elements and you get the photos and stuff, click that little drop down button, and there'll be one that says free or paid underneath. You tick the free ones, and that way you'll be able to sell anything with peace of mind. The last thing that you want to do is get caught selling a great journal and it takes off and it goes viral, and then somebody goes, oh, she used a paid Etsy, and then a paid Canva thing. So you can do all of this on the free version of Canva. Okay. There was an amazing amount of info here. Where to now? Okay. Thank you so much. That's lovely. You've made my day. So where to from here? Yes. If you haven't got it already and you're feeling inspired, definitely go and join Secret Weapon PLR. I will send you a link, or hang on, I'm just going to minimize the screen for 1 second while I get my link, and I'll pop it in the chat for you. Thanks, Michelle. I was doing my best because I know everybody's on their lunch break and I just wanted to make sure everyone got exactly what they needed. So I'm sorry if it felt a bit rushed, but guess what? I'm also recording it as a podcast, so it will go on the podcast as well. So in the chat, I have just put the link to Secret Weapon. So you can go and sign up at Secret Weapon, and that will give you access to all of the templates. And then once you've done that, if you would like help getting started, which if you're new to this, you probably will, because you don't know what you don't know. At least I didn't know everything when I first started either. Let me give you the link to the free group. So the free group is going to help you with all of this. It's free for the first 100 people, and we've got 20 in it at the moment. So if you're a founding member, it will be lifetime free for you. After 100 people are in it, then it will be $22 a month for all people who join after that, but not you. Okay. Michelle, it's 9 a.m. Okay, good. Well,
Sorry, Brooklyn.
Hi, yes.
Sorry, I thought I'd voice up.
Yay.
It's nice to talk with you.
You too.
I just wanted to know if, very briefly, the relationship between your Secret Weapon PLR and Canva, because I'm just not 100% sure. My understanding is that you can use your Secret Weapon PLR to create.
Yes.
But then, now is that related to Canva? Do you need to use Canva to edit them, or I'm sorry, I might have missed that part, but yeah.
No, all the templates are done in Canva.
Oh, okay. Right.
That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can use the free Canva. You don't have to use the paid Canva.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else?
No, all good.
Okay. I'll just quickly check the questions here. What else? Okay, I think I've answered everything now. Oh, do you have a guide for outlining the client journey for your biz socials website? Yeah, we will be doing that in the group. So when the group starts officially, it'll be like early next week. What I'll do is I'll just check in, see where everybody's at. We're going to work on it together. Everybody will choose a product that they want to create for their practice, and we'll go through the whole journey and we'll map out what's going to be right for your private practice from front end journeys to while the client is actually working with you as their therapist, coach, practitioner, counselor, psych, and after. Okay, so that's what we mean when we talk about front end and back end. Did you say that there are paid images in the elements even if you use Pro? Andrea, what I meant by that was when you use Pro, you automatically get access to all of the paid elements. You just can't use those paid elements in things that you're then going to sell. You can use those paid elements on your website. You can use them in your own brochures for your own private practice, that your handouts that you're going to give to clients. But if you were going to sell them to clients, you can't use the pictures that are included in the Pro version of Canva. You can only use the ones that are in the free version of Canva. Okay, wonderful. Well, if nobody has any more questions, maybe we'll just wrap it up there. I've just noticed this whole thing hasn't recorded. I've got it on pause. But I do have my goodness. I'm good at big picture stuff. It's just the eye for detail I sometimes forget. But I am recording the audio for the podcast, so I can share the audio with you afterwards. You can listen in the car. Thank you. We're only human. Thank you. Yeah, and if you have any other questions, just jump into the group. Super happy to help you. And if you make things, let me know, because I would love to share them with my audience for you and support you and give you a shout out and do all the lovely things. So yeah, thank you again so much for being here today and giving me an hour of your time. I'll let everybody go now. Bye. Welcome. Bye. I hope that you loved this episode as much as I loved putting it together for you. To get more resources to help you in your private practice, head over to Instagram. My handle is @theprivatepracticecoach. And also, if you want more inquiries and referrals for your business, let me know. I have a program called Clients on Demand that opens every quarter, and I can absolutely get you some information for that as well. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. Bye.